So, back for the team builder for the final of the XDL. So I am very, very content with how I've managed to do this season. Reaching the final is awesome. We'll see if I can go just that one step further. And I am going to be facing the Flagstaff, Flygons, and I'm going to be facing Addy, which is very amusing to me because I actually started off the XDL in Addy's front office and somewhat built the team along with him. Like, I was in the call while the team was being built. So this is very amusing to me that we are the two people that are in the final. So I'm kind of in a win-win here. Like, if I win, awesome, I'm the champion. If Addy manages to win, then I kind of still contributed towards the champion because I gave input into this team building. So, yeah, in a win-win situation, which is awesome. And this is kind of close to the team that I would have brought had I built, I should say, if I was building the team from the start with everyone. Because I joined slightly late, I had to adapt Poker Alex's team with what was left. So everyone else had already picked their teams, and then I had to deal with the scraps, basically, and still managed to make it to the final, which I think is quite cool. But Addy's team is pretty close because I had input on it. We had a few disagreements, but for the most part, it's pretty close to what something that I would have built if I was building from the start. So I'm going to have to try and take that down with my scraps that were left at the end, which is going to be a challenge. And I think quite fittingly, this is definitely my hardest matchup I will have faced in the XDL. And annoyingly, it's in the final, but then that's just going to be the biggest challenge. So yeah, and you can round off there. You can see all the teams I built this season. I'll just show you Sierra's real quick. Like, this is what I was going to be bringing to Sierra, but that match unfortunately wasn't able to happen. So if you're curious about that, but yes, this is going to be the final team for the final of the XDL. So starting off with the Dragonite here. It's got pretty good coverage against most things. It can cover the Urshifu pretty well because it resists the Surging Strikes. Thundurus is not going to be too great against it. I can somewhat deal with it with the Rock Slides. Mamoswine is going to be awkward, but I've EV'd to survive an Icicle Crash from the Mamoswine because I am multi-scale this week. I don't need the inner focus at all, I don't think. If Jinx is on the field, then I'm being Ice Beamed instead of Faked Out, so multi-scale is going to be the one for that. I do expect them to run Icicle Spear instead of Icicle Crash, but I had the EVs to be able to survive Icicle Crash, so might as well. But Icicle Spear, the first hit will be multi-scaled, the other hits won't, so I would expect it to just be either Ice Sharded or Icicle Speared anyway. I'm going max speed Adamant on this Dragonite. I didn't want to go timid, not timid, it would be jolly, to try and catch the Togekiss and the Mamoswine even more. In this case, I'm expecting the Mamoswine to be jolly max, so I'm just going to lose that speed tie anyway, or just get Ice Sharded regardless, and I can extreme speed faster than the Ice Shard anyway, so that wouldn't matter in that case. But also, I'm 1 point faster than a Togekiss that is EV to outspeed a Weevil at +1 speed. So I'm content with this much speed. If the Togekiss goes faster, it's either not as strong or not as bulky, so could hopefully be dealt with a bit better. And I'm pretty sure I can survive with the Assault Vest. I can survive. It was two attacks from the Togekiss. It was when I was Dynamaxed, I can live 2 crits. Starfalls. 2 crit Starfalls from the Togekiss because the first one will be multi-scaled. So I think that was quite a nice benchmark as well. And then the rest into attack there, and it was to pick up an Oko on something, and I can't remember what it was now. It was definitely a max move KO on something. I think it was the Rockfall on the Thundurus. It was the Rockfall on the Thundurus. Yeah, max Rockfall on Thundurus would be an Oko for this. Not even factoring in the chip from the Sandstream as well. So yeah, that's going to be the Dragonites probably coming to the match. Still undecided. I've got a potential lead, but I don't know much more than that at the moment. Kartana is pretty good into this matchup. I have actually missed, what do they have? They have a Magmortar somewhere. Where's the Magmortar? Over the Dusknoir, I think. So forget Dusknoir, it's a Magmortar there instead. So yeah, Magmortar is the only real issue for the Kartana. I'm expecting the Urshifu to be Choice Scarfed because of Kartana and Weavile, which is going to be a bit awkward. But Focus Sash, random fire moves are going to come out from all over the place. So I'm just going to ensure that I live at least one of them because I've got great coverage with the I was going to say 3 stabs. It is 3 stabs. Sacred Sword, it counts as a stab on Kartana at this point. Staples, I should say, on Kartana. So, yeah, it's incredibly basic. I don't need it to do anything else here. It's just going to outspeed the Urshifu, can't outspeed the Thundurus, so a little bit extra in bulk. Why not? So, yeah, pretty basic. Also, probably come into the match, but again, I don't know. Marowak here. Again, pretty basic. Those are the standard moves. I'm going to go Rock Head instead of Lightning Rods because they're going to play around the Lightning Rod, and also I don't want to take any recall if I have to Flare Blitz something like a Snorlax, because Boomerang won't do too much. If I'm Flare Blitzing the Snorlax, I'm going to take a load of recall. I don't want to take a load of recall when I Flare Blitz the Tapu Bulu, and then it'll put me into Darkest Lariat range or whatever other Dark move is going to come out, like Crunch or Lash Out from the Thundurus, etc. So don't want any recall. I don't really care if my team gets Electric Move, to be honest. Like it's as effective as an Airstream, and probably preferable because then they're not getting a speed boost in that regard. So because I've got nothing weak to the Electric, so I don't care about Lightning Rod. If I'd have had Tapu Fini or Zapdos or whatever, or Articuno, then I would probably still have Lightning Rod. But because I don't actually care if they, it's actually preferable if they Lightning rather than Airstream, then I'm just going to go Rock Head instead. Because I'm not planning on Dynamaxing the Marowak. I have got a planned Dynamax in this game. Shouldn't be Marowak, but we will see how the game ends up going. I'm able to live a crit Airstream from the Togekiss on the special slide, and I'm able to OHKO a no-bulk Thundurus with Flare Blitz. I don't care about any speed on this Marowak. It's too fast to underspeed Stack Attacker, because that's going to underspeed everything. I'm creeping the Snorlax a little bit. Maybe they'll end up going pretty fast on the Snorlax to try and catch the Marowak, but that is a reasonable amount of speed investment, and I can't be bothered to try and catch that. So yeah, I'm not gonna even bother and just put the rest into defense just for a little bit more bulk. Don't feel the need for any more attack. Like previously I've said with Marowak, you either put all the attack in and it can get some OHKOs, or you put pretty much no attack in and you're always going to get the 2 shots. So I'm going for the bulk here instead. Because when I went for that in the semi-final, or was it the quarter-final? One of them, quarter-final, the Marowak ended up surviving on 1 HP. So I'm going to carry on with going the bulky approach for the final time. Togepi is one of my planned leads here, so it's pretty basic moveset. I'm not going to bother with any offensive moves on it. Dazzling Gleam's not going to achieve much. I want the Yawn to try and catch the Flying Max, whether that's Togekiss or Thundurus, so that I can just put it to sleep in that regard. If they go for Max Lightning with the Thundurus, then that doesn't help it because it will still go to sleep because it's off the ground. So yeah, pretty basic Togepi. Even basic with the EV spread here. There's more physical attackers than there are special attackers, so I just went more defense. I did some special calcs, and I'm surviving a crit Was it a crit? No, it wasn't a crit Togekiss. It was just a regular max move from the Togekiss. Crit would always KO without super investment. Something like a Magmortar, Overheat, or Max Flare still can't OHKO this Togepi. I can't survive the Nidoking in the slightest. There is absolutely no chance, so not even going to try. So just the max defense here is going to be enough. Going to be min speed on the Togepi. I'm not going to underspeed the Stack Attacker, but then I'll reduce the gyrable damage. They can still Steel Spike me, of course, and that would blow me away. But if they don't have access to max with the Stack Attacker, then the gyrable won't be doing much damage at all. So yeah, pretty basic with the Togepi, but it is the plan lead, at least for game 1, alongside the Weevil. So the Weevil is my planned Maxmon. So last week, Weevil Togepi ended up being a great lead. I'm going to go with it again, which I was not expecting to do. But Weevil has the very big potential to completely run through the team. If they don't get an Airstream at all with their Thundurus or their Togekiss, if Trick Room doesn't go up or anything like that, Weevil sweeps the team. It can OHKO the Togekiss, it can OHKO the Thundurus, OHKO the Bulu. It's got coverage against everything. It's only Magmortar that I don't have coverage against. I could have a Dark move just to be able to hit it, but potentially I could just go Follow Me Swords Dance and sweep the team. That would be a lovely, lovely scenario. It's not going to happen because that situation where the dream situation is never gonna come off, but we will see. Maybe it does in the final. I could easily just go for the turn 1 max and just start firing off helping hand moves, pick up OHKOs. Psycho Cut is coverage for the Urshifu, and it's able to actually OHKO it with Max Mindstorm, which is quite nice. The Togepi works really well with the Weevil because it resists the fighting, so I can redirect any fighting moves that would hit the Weevil and then be able to deal with something like the Thundurus with the Max Hailstorm that would be going for Knuckles or Superpowers. You can deal with the Urshifu by going for the Psycho Cuts as well, and if they are Focus Sash to be able to survive it, or they've got enough bulk to be able to survive it, which I don't think it was. I think I did calc for 252 HP Urshifu, then they're slower than the Weevil, then they're not Choice Scarf, hopefully. So that is the plan. Sweep through with the Weevil. We'll see how that goes. Maybe it works in game 1, and then they'll be able to adapt enough in game 2. But yeah, Weevil has the potential to sweep through the team. If there's no Airstream boost at all, if I can just catch what would have been the Airstreamer immediately with a Hailstorm, I could sweep. I don't know if it's going to happen. We will see. Final Pokemon, Xurkitree. So Xurkitree does pretty well into the Thundurus, which is one of the main reasons why I wanted to bring it. If the Thundurus does manage to get the Airstream off against my Weevil, I wanted some way of still being able to deal with it somewhat. Xurkitree can take it on pretty well. And I've got the Shuckleberry there because there's a Mamoswine, there's a Nidoking. And I want to be able to take one of those moves. And not much else can OHKO this Xurkitree, because it's got enough bulk to be able to take things. Maybe not some powerful max moves, but just regular moves. It should be able to survive, and it's going to be able to survive the high horsepowers or the earth powers now coming out from the 2 ground types. I can outspeed the Mamoswine, so I am. I can't outspeed the Nidoking, so that's a bit unfortunate. Energy Ball's not going to hit it too hard anyway, so I'm just trying to catch the Mamoswine. I think the Mamoswine's the more important one to try and catch, at least, so... I'll substitute as well, so didn't really need any more coverage other than Thunderbolt or Energy Ball. That was perfectly good against the entire team, so didn't think I needed Calm Mind at all. I think Substitute is more likely to be able to be useful than Calm Mind. Did consider Hypnosis, but I don't want to be dealing with that in the final. Yawns should be good enough, and they could have Max Lightninged at some point as well to make that effectively useless. I guess I can still hit the Thundurus with that, but yeah, Substitute, we'll see if that comes into play at all. It's going to be a way of potentially stalling out the Trick Room that could be set up by the Stack Attacker, because there's no Dusknoir, it's just the Magmortar. So yeah, pretty much a filler move. Doesn't really matter what that, well, it may matter what that would be, but Substitute has the potential to maybe steal a game, make it immune to Fake Out or Lovely Kiss or whatever from the Jinx, something like that. So yeah, that's going to be it. That is going to be the final team builder. Let's see how I do in the final battle.